to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the politics and BS. So we overall know that Donald Trump's immediate family, for the most part, they pretty much fall in line with who he is, which is heartless and cruel. The apples don't fall very far from the tree, and even the ones that marry those apples that have fallen from that rotten tree of Donald Trump, they are pretty disgusting as well. That is Laura Trump, who is married to Eric Trump, and I don't even think that Donald Trump Jr. is married. I think that chick Kimberly Guilfoyle is his girlfriend. She used to work for Fox News, and by the way, she actually used to be married to the current governor of California, Gavin Newsom, who ironically is in the running, I believe, to possibly be Kamala Harris's VP pick. But I don't think that's going to happen, but also that's just a little bit of news to share with you, just in case you didn't know. But we all know that Donald Trump's nephew, Fred Trump III, he's written a new book called All in the Family, and he came out to pretty much let everyone know, just like his sister Mary Trump has been letting people know, that their uncle is a load of shit. So Eric Trump, he got pissed about it because Fred Trump III has been doing his rounds. Of course, he's talking about his book and also letting people know that he intends to vote for Kamala Harris. He is endorsing her, and he would be happy to also do some public events to help her as well in her candidacy. So Eric Trump, he freaked out on X, which is formerly known as Twitter, and I want to read what he had to say and also share some of the Xers or responders, tweeters, whatever they call themselves, to his comment about what his cousin Fred has done. So he said, "It's disappointing that after decades of unwavering love, support, golf memberships, family vacations, and millions of dollars in support for his wonderful son," and I'll pause right there for a moment, the same wonderful son that his own dad has never even met in person, but I digress. "Fred Trump has decided to cash in less than 100 days before an election. I have signed the checks and witnessed firsthand as my father and our family has provided endless financial support so that Fred's son could receive the best possible medical care. To read this garbage and see that he has now followed his troubled sister, Mary Trump, simply to earn a quick buck is disgusting, disheartening, and a prime example of no good deed goes unpunished." Listen, the only people that statement falls on with some sort of compassion for Eric Trump and Donald Trump and those connected to him are the ones that already are diehard worshipers of Donald Trump, all right? So someone responded to that to say, "Thank you for verifying his statement. We already know how deeply broken your father is." Another person said, "Tell us you expect obedience for gifts without telling us you expect obedience for gifts." Somebody else responded, "Trump told Fred to let his disabled son die and move to Florida. Eric must have missed that part. Also, hilarious golf memberships matter." And another person said, "I'm dying. Funniest bleep ever. Poor whiny Trump. His cousin endorsed Kamala." Another person responded, "If you had read me decades of unwavering love, support, etc., it would have taken me decades to guess golf memberships as the next thing on that list. Another person said the big three: love, support, golf memberships. Another person said, how many golf memberships would it take you to endorse fascism? Me, I don't golf, so democracy all the way. Laughing emojis. Another person said, golf memberships? No, not golf memberships. Psh. Your dad said your relative's son was better off dead because of the cost. So you can take whatever you just wrote and go F yourself. Aren't you busy stealing from children's charities? I'm sorry, children cancer charities. And listen, not that I really care about this, but I wanted to share this just because I just wanted to share my thoughts on this. So Joe Rogan, if you're familiar with him, he has a podcast, has a lot of followers, makes a crap load of money for whatever reason. But I digress. He shared his thoughts on Kamala and Trump and this race, and he said she's going to win. I feel like we are in this very bizarre time where people are giving into the bullshit in a way that I never suspected people would before. They just want no Trump, no matter what, and they're willing to gaslight themselves. And by the way, I think Hillary could win. And this is so funny to me because the statement that he made, if you flip it and reverse it, we could say the exact same thing about Donald Trump from 2016. Because even though I really was shocked when he won, and so was Donald Trump, by the way, and I already talked about that. The thing about him winning when he did win in 2016, the reason why he won was because people were giving into the bull bleep in a way that I never suspected. Because everything that Donald Trump spewed was bull. And that is why he won, because people wanted something different than a politician that year, no matter what. And now that people have really gotten to experience the craziness of Donald Trump, that's why he lost in 2020. Also, even though he did not run himself, that's why he lost big time in 2018 with the midterms, and why the House was able to get flipped to being majority Democratic, because people were incensed and enraged and all of those different things when it came to Donald Trump. So he lost in 2018. He lost in 2020. And by the grace of God and people getting up and getting out and not being lazy and complacent or say, oh, she ain't no better than him, or I ain't voting for nobody or whatever, and people actually doing what is their civic duty to do, he will lose again in 2024, and hopefully we'll be done with him. Now, I'm not saying that there are not crazies like him that he has either inspired or possibly birthed in some way, but it's going to take people to continue to rise up, be woke, yeah, I'm saying that word, and not just being complacent, because for me, this isn't about a black and a white thing. This isn't about, oh, she's a black candidate, go Kamala, go, because of her ethnicity or her skin tone or her connection to going to a HBCU or being in a sorority that is in the Divine Nine, because I'm not even into that stuff myself. I'm not knocking anybody who is, but I'm saying for those people who want to complain and sit and talk about how she's possibly worse or whatever, these are the same people that don't do anything when it comes to trying to effect change, trying to get things passed, trying to get some things that are actually going to be beneficial for themselves or their communities and people who have things in connection and in common with them. All they do is sit on their ass and complain anyway. So the people who sit and talk now are the same people who sat and talked then, and they really don't do anything. I'm not saying that she should not do anything for those who are in the African American community. But I'm also saying that people need to voice those things and see about it happening, either by way of them getting involved in other organizations that do that work, or possibly setting something up themselves, because that old saying, be the change that you want to see, it still stands true. But a lot of people, they don't do that. They just talk about it. They don't do anything about it. And so I just had to share that, because I just felt like that was so ironic that Joe Rogan, of all people, is talking about how people are just falling into this BS surrounding Kamala. And that could be furthest from the truth, but it actually is true when it came to Donald Trump winning in 2016. So guys, I just wanted to talk about that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.